Multiple income streams. That's the goal. It's how I'm working to escape the traditional 9 to 5 grind. One of the ways I've done this is through my retail stores, where I sell remote control planes, helicopters, cars, and more. Now, a lot of young people believe that the only way to open a store is online, and I get it. Online businesses have lower startup costs, a global customer base, and the flexibility to run the business however you like. But just because launching an online store is easier, it doesn't mean physical stores are outdated or out of reach. In fact, just look at how many physical locations are thriving, from fried chicken joints to clothing boutiques. Starting a retail store does take money, and it can feel like the only way to get ahead is to already be wealthy. But trust me, I've been there, and I'm here to tell you it's possible, even if you're starting from scratch. When I opened my first store, I had hardly any money. I just quit my job and dropped out of school with no qualifications to back me up. But I had no choice. I had to make it work. I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't easy. I remember my opening day, thinking I'd made a huge mistake. I put a sleeping bag in the back of my van because if I didn't make enough money that day, I wouldn't even have enough to put gas in my car to drive home. So how did I start a shop with nearly nothing to my name? I found funding, and you can too. It sounds complicated, but I followed 3 simple steps. Step 1, write a business plan. I mapped out everything. The perfect location, how I'd attract customers, how much money I needed, and where that money would go. I even estimated how much I could make. Back then, this was about as far as I could go without professional help, but now you can use free business plan templates online to make your plan look polished and professional. Step 2, do customer research. You need to find a low-cost way to test your business idea. Too many people get carried away with their business plans and forget to actually ask potential customers what they think. I learned this by working weekends at someone else's model shop. I could talk to customers and see what issues they had, and it gave me ideas for how I could make my store better. You don't have to do this the hard way like I did. Even walking around with a clipboard to ask people their opinions can be invaluable, but if you can get a part-time job in a similar business, it could be the best market research opportunity ever. Step 3, get funding. For me, this meant securing a bank loan. It was tough, and I had to knock on a lot of doors before I found someone who believed in me. Today, there are many funding options available, including crowdfunding, which you can consider as well. If you have a solid business idea, platforms like Kickstarter can be a great way to raise money by pitching your concept directly to potential customers. Now, let's break down this income stream by ranking it out of 5 stars in 3 core categories. First, how much time does managing a retail store take? I'd rate this a 2 out of 5 stars. Honestly, running a store takes a lot of time at first, but as you grow, you can scale by hiring staff and putting systems in place that allow the business to run smoothly without you being there every day. Personally, I now spend less than a couple of hours a week in the store. Second, how much money do you need? I'd rate this a 4 out of 5 stars. The initial stage of raising money can be challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. There are plenty of investors, loans, and crowdfunding options out there, especially when they see the potential in your business. Third, how easy is it to make $100 per week? For this one, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. If you're truly passionate about what you're selling and understand your niche, you'll find it relatively easy to make sales. The key is not just selling the products, but also selling yourself and building trust with your customers. Next, let's talk about my own brand and product range, which I manufacture in China and distribute worldwide. When I was younger, the idea of seeing my own products on the shelves of stores felt like a dream. I'd sit at school drawing model airplane designs and wonder, how can I make this happen? I always thought it required millions of dollars, elite connections, or a huge team to bring a product to market. But I was wrong. Years later, there I was, holding my childhood designs on a plane flying into China. So how did I go from being a kid with a dream to a successful brand owner? I took 3 key steps, and you can follow these steps to get started with your own brand. Step 1, pick a niche. When I was starting, model airplanes were hugely popular. People were watching competitions, buying new designs, and collecting kits to customize their own models. It was a cult following. You need to choose a niche with a loyal, lasting appeal.